Okay, it's time to just wait for everyone to join. Hey, washroom boy. Okay, so that last one was kind of a test. Sorry, this cable here is just to charge my phone with. So, if anybody is wanting to know, what the hell do you reckon's inside one of these monsters? 34 years old, and many of you probably haven't seen, anything ridiculously in depth with these. So I'm going to uh, see what the hell's under the hood. I've got it unplugged, of course. You know, you touch live on the capacitor, and you probably won't live to tell the tale. Let's just say that it won't be very nice. There will be a very terrifying smell, uh, which many people who come across your very, very burned body will probably never forget. It'll give them some pretty bad PTSD. So that's why you got to unplug your machines before you work on them. So, who's in? Who is in this live stream? I can't tell. Hey guys. Okay, I'm gonna send out the link. All right, here's the link to join the broadcast. So hopefully everybody will be joining this at some point. So what you obviously have to do with your water inlets, if you're working on a machine, is to obviously turn the water off. Well, there's no hose pipe connecting the actual water supply with this, but I'm just doing this anyway. Now, it's just a little thing. So yeah, you have to pull the machine far out enough if it's in a kitchen. If it's in like your kitchen or your utility room, if it's under a work surface, you've got to pull it out really far. For me, it's just in the garage, so I can pull it out about a foot, maybe a foot and a half, and it'll be fine. So, yeah, hopefully, I'll actually be able to, yeah. Of course, I can get this top panel off. Right, I'm going to undo the screws a second. Okay, so anybody's well, I'm guessing a couple of people have wanted to see what the hell's under the hood in relatively good detail. So, let's show you what's under the hood. Let's just say if you want to swap out this timer, it's going to be a lot of work, a lot of swearing, and a lot of looking at those wiring diagrams. So, well, how you set the lid down is usually, well, obviously up to you. Now, both of the backs of these trims are actually really, really damaged. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to lay this down backwards, because the trims can't exactly get too much worse on the back there. So there we go. So everybody in the comments, what motor is this? Now, there are several types of motors like these. They might end up having, the same shape, the same RPMs, the same electricity type, sometimes the same amount of watts that power them. But what motor type is this? Now, obviously, you'll be able to tell from the sound. And I've done that in the previous live stream. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious to tell. Yes, Callum, it's the Hotpoint GEC. Very nice. You know your stuff. Okay, so here's a question that, yeah, it's a GEC. Yeah, it turns out that GEC is actually in all caps if you kind of want to spell it properly like a real professional, but then again, I just do it lowercase normally. So, a little question that many people will not get: what timer do they use in these machines? Now, you can join the broadcast. I put the link down below. So if anybody, wants to join, then you can. I can have up to 6 people at once in this. So what timer is this? Now, it's a certain brand, but it's sort of generic, really. But there are many different types. It's a generic brand, but there definitely is a lot of different types of timer, of course. I'm actually doing this on my phone somehow. Get StreamYard for yourselves, because it's actually kind of good. Because it means you can go live on your phone, whereas YouTube, being the ridiculously annoying platform it is, decides, oh, you can't go on your phone live now. You can't change your channel picture or anything. I think it's a bit pathetic. So, yeah. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a couple of guys on here. Properly, like on the actual video live stream. And then I'm going to feature you guys properly. Hey, Jack. Hey, DJ. Does anybody actually want to come on the actual video live stream? As in, get featured? As in, like, actual come on as a guest in this live stream. Not just comment, as in you can go further. You can actually request or something like that. You can do you can follow the link there, and it'll ask you about lighting and things, and it'll say wear earbuds for this, and you don't have to listen to any of that. And then you just have to. Yes, Candy is rubbish. It is the most garbage brand. Then again, though, Candy in the 60s was the exact 180 of what it is now. Because Candy back in the 60s, if anyone's owned one or anyone's had the pleasure of owning one, they really were monsters back in the day. Very heavy motors. Ridiculously heavy. Out of the world heavy type of thing. Yeah, Candy are really, really garbage now. So for anybody that didn't know, this is an AKO timer. And it's all in capitals, AKO. So it's kind of easy. Now, everybody knows how bad these fascias are and how easily they can break. And, well, I've snapped one in half before. Now, it was way before I got my collection. Way before. Like, it was probably about 6 or 7 years before I actually got my hands on my WM22. So, yeah, it was a relative's machine, and she just said, it's getting destroyed, so we bricked it. We chucked a brick in it while it was spinning. It was pretty fun that day, but, I got to pull the fascia off of it. Somehow the fascia survived. And I snapped it over my leg like a little twig, and I said, that's not. I said something. I can't remember what the hell I said. Yeah, it's a ridiculously weak plastic. Like it will snap, it will shatter like a plastic, like a chocolate Easter egg. You know those Cadbury chocolate Easter eggs you usually get? You know, them really big ones that you can literally just smash by hitting it with your fist. Probably more delicate than those. So easy to snap and shatter and everything else. It's just not good. These machines don't age well. Let's just say that. Oh, which hot point are you talking about? I've got the 9530, the 9544, the WD22, no, WD23, and the WM22, and the WMFUG 1063. Which one are you talking about? Because I've got a few. Sorry, it's trying to be a bit more specific with me, bud. Oh, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yep, yeah. The WMFUG 1063 is beautiful. It's one of the best machines we have ever had. Now, it did end up having an error code, which was something to do with the motor relay, but it did end up doing 3 boil washes that day with a lot of towels in each, so it was really bad. So, yeah, it wasn't too good. But I switched it off, switched it back on again. You know, the little, well, sort of the, oh God, it's sort of like the IT guy stuff, that type of shit. Damn, I actually got my phone charger because it's on 2%. So yeah, it turns out that most of the plastics in these machines are just, they don't age well at all. It's shocking. But you know, the good thing is about this machine is the springs and the shocks are good. Well, relatively good if you put it in hot point terms. So yeah, yeah, it's a hell of a thing, running a machine like this. Yeah, yeah, it's a good old switch on and off thing. You got a tech support issue, just turn it off and turn it back on again. And if it don't work, call me again. I'm currently wrong. Yeah, I know, it's a funny thing. What machine is it? That's the question. If it's something modern, I'm guessing it'll be really easy. Just whip the back off and, change out a couple of little pins and it'll be fine. But if it's vintage, you got to put it on its side and, just whip out all the old like, pliers and that and do all sorts of crap with it. What machine is it, Jack? The shock absorber change on these. Oh, nice old Bosch. Very, very nice. Yeah, I think those are just the simple, like they're not a cylinder with like a screw on the end. They're a cylinder with two like round holes on the end, and they got like these little pins that usually just pop out, and it's really simple to replace those. You pop one out and pop a new one in, and then you do the other one. You don't do them both at the same time because then it sags on the springs and it can snap a spring, and then all hell breaks loose, and it probably slams down in your hand and hurts it a shit ton. So yeah, there's actually probably going to end up being no age limit on this stream. I don't know though. It's a thing that I'm just thinking about. Yeah, I mean the doors on the Hot Point 95 series are really bad. Take this guy for instance, or this gal. Yeah, her name's Barbara, by the way. Not from Brandon. I didn't name her after Brandon's 9530. No, I named her after something else. You know what's really cool about these belts though? The fact that you can still see hot point on these belts. So these are this is the original belt on this machine, I think, because it says hot point on it. It actually says hot point on it. Check it out. Look, you see the little logo? It's so cool. It's really cool. Look, you can see hot point on it. The logo. Just there. Yeah, so I think that belt's 34 years old, as well as the motor. The inner drum hasn't been replaced, nor has the outer drum. But I think I will replace the inner drum as it did get dented. Now, and I feel really bad about that, by the way. So, yeah, it's a hell of a belt. I mean, if it's gone through 34 years of 0 to 500 RPM ramp ups in less than 4 seconds, and then 0 to 1,000 in about 6 seconds, and it's still there in one piece, then it's a really good belt. It's British engineering. Hey, you know what's really annoying about modern machines? The belts are so damn thin. That's what I hate about these about the buggers. That's what I hate about them. There will always be garbage modern machines, apart from Miele's and Bosch's, or maybe some of the AEGs. And I think basically anything else other than that, really, apart from a couple of hot point models, and perhaps some of the Hoover inverter models. But I'm only saying that's literally only just a maybe on that. So yeah, it's really annoying having a machine out of action. This machine works fine, but I'm just showing you around all the little bits and bobs. Is there even anybody in this really? Oh yeah. It really is true. The belts on modern machines will snap the second you put a pair of socks in your drum. That's it. They snap like twigs. Whereas these make a hell of a lot of smoke, a hell of a lot of noise, and you'll be able to, and obviously anybody will be able to tell, most probably from the smoke alarm going off, that the belt might be, about to snap, do something. But unless, yeah, it is really nice inside. I mean, let's be honest, unless the bearings are somehow so bad that the drum seizes, or the spider forces the drum to seize, these aren't going to stop at much. I'm putting a lot of effort into making this thing bounce around. I'm going to stop it now because I don't want to damage it. So yeah, obviously there have been somehow there've been a couple of these machines that have somehow been able to, AEG washers sound like they got really bad motor bearings now when they're brand new. The motors are that crap. Yeah, I mean, a 9.5 series will put up a little tiny bit of a fuss, but that's about it. There'll be absolutely nothing else that this little guy can do. There'll be nothing that this little guy can wash, apart from duvets that any other washer can't. And sometimes there'll be things that a regular machine can't wash because its balancing is completely garbage. Balancing? Huh? I don't remember them saying anything about that in the manual. It's a thing that doesn't exist on a 953L. It will spin. regardless of whatever the hell is in it. Whereas a WD-23, which is the new Aquarius wash system model, will slow down, rebalance, and do all the stuff. But then again, when it was in this spot here, it was actually quite violent. Even though it's got a balance sensor, I think it only kicks in when the machine's like stupidly unbalanced, like it's banging the cabinet almost. I think that's probably when it kicks in. But yeah, I think I wonder if Jay is going to shut off with all the crap on Rick's channel. It's really annoying. I'm probably going to somehow get myself into his live stream and see what the hell's going on. Well, it's easy. I can just hop on it in YouTube, but don't know about StreamYard. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, that's actually it for this live stream. That's kind of it for this live stream because that's basically everything. Oh, they've got these 9.5s have got Susper shock absorbers, which are on the 9.5 series the black metal bodied shocks, which are for the 4 kilogram models, and then they modified them and made them 5 kilogram shocks with, I think it's usually a steel body, which is just it just doesn't have any paint on it at all. And that's the 5 kilogram shocks. But then again, you can change over the 4 kilo shocks for 5 kilo ones, which is what I want to do with this machine, which is probably what I'm actually going to end up doing. I'm sorry, I've got hiccups. It's kind of annoying. So yeah, hopefully this machine will be fine with a towels load at some point. And yes, I did actually end up doing a full load of lights, literally a day before I went on holiday, and I've only come back today, so it was like a week ago or something. So yeah, the heaters are 2,500 watts on the washers, of course, but I don't know about the dryers, the dryer elements for the washer dryers. So I haven't got a clue. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this live stream now. So we'll see you later.